Since 1989 until now, Iran has not had any other supreme leader. Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has held this responsibility for more than 3 decades. However, now it seems that Iran's leadership is moving toward a change. Ayatollah Khamenei is known as an extremely simple, humble, and virtuous person. This raises the question, why is the need being felt to replace him? Is the reason behind this the fact that Iran is the only country in the world that has openly opposed Israel and openly announced attacks against it? Or is the reality that within Iran, inflation is rising, the public is under pressure, and economic problems have taken on a serious form? We will make you aware of every aspect of this entire story so that understanding the truth becomes easier. In today's world, the country most targeted by trade sanctions is Palestine. But if we look at things at the state level, Iran is the second country in the world facing the harshest economic sanctions. Iran is a country that, like Arab nations, is rich in natural resources and oil wealth, yet unfortunately, it cannot freely utilize these resources. Sanctions imposed by the United States and the United Nations have tied Iran's hands and feet. Because of these sanctions, Iran can neither import essential goods from abroad nor sell its products to the world. As a result, Iran's economic growth has stalled, inflation is skyrocketing, and a segment of the population has now been forced to come out against the government. Many people ask why Iran has been isolated from the entire world and what the real reason behind this is. Behind these sanctions, whether directly or indirectly, Israel's role appears quite prominent. The hostility between Israel and Iran is not new. Every 2 or 3 years, tensions rise between them, creating the threat of war. However, whenever matters begin to escalate, the United States steps in as Israel's shield, and Iran cannot confront a superpower alone. This is why each time the conflict reaches a certain limit and then comes to a halt. The purpose of today's video is to make our viewers aware of Iran's current situation and the conspiracies unfolding behind the scenes. Since the closing days of 2025, protest movements against Iran's supreme leader have been observed, which international media is portraying in different ways. Israel and the United States are exaggerating these protests as if a revolution has erupted in Iran, while Iranian media is presenting them as very minor. The truth is that misinformation is coming from both sides. People are indeed on the streets due to inflation and economic hardship, but it would be wrong to say that they have come out to overthrow the system. The issue is neither so severe that the government is about to fall, nor so minor that the storm of inflation will subside on its own and people will quietly return to their homes. The chaos created by these divisions and protests has provided Israel with a golden opportunity to install a leader of its choice in Iran. Israel wants a puppet government in Iran that would operate on its instructions, because at present Iran is the only country that stands firmly in support of Palestine. For Israel, the biggest obstacle to complete control over Palestine is Iran, which responds forcefully at every step. Recently, when Iran had come very close to completing its nuclear program, Israel sensed this threat and attempted to cause severe destruction inside Iran in order to weaken its power. Israel not only targeted Iran's nuclear facilities, but also attempted to destroy them extensively, and in this dangerous plan, the United States fully supported Israel. The current situation being created to attempt a change in Iran's supreme leader is, in reality, part of a very large and deep Israeli conspiracy. If Israel succeeds in this objective, there will be no major obstacle left in its path, and its control over Palestinian land will become even easier. 30% of Palestine's population has already been martyred, and the remaining people are under such severe restrictions that they can only consume what Israel allows to reach them. Conditions in Palestine are so dire that elderly people and children are dying due to hunger and thirst, and this suffering shows no sign of stopping. These days, even aid sent through air routes is being blocked, and on the ground there are neither seeds nor equipment available for farming. The people there are deprived not only of sufficient food, but even of clean drinking water, while the world watches all this in silence. There was a time when social media and Iran together made every possible effort to restrain Israel, but now it seems the world has grown tired, and Israel's greed shows no sign of ending. Humanity is crying out, yet the hand of the oppressor does not stop. Every country that opposes Israel ends up facing severe sanctions in one form or another, and Iran is the biggest example of this. Because of these sanctions, Iran is forced to produce nearly everything it needs within the country, which is an extremely difficult task. Iran has oil reserves, but it cannot sell them to buy technology and minerals from the world, which are essential to confront its enemies. The modern weapons and materials needed to fight Israel and the United States have been blocked by trade sanctions. Thus, Iran is fighting a war in which it has resources, but their use has been made nearly impossible. The worst impact of these sanctions has been on Iran's GDP, which continues to decline each passing year, leading to rising unemployment. Whenever Iran becomes involved in a war, its economy is pushed back by at least 15 years, and the burden of this setback is borne by the people. The heavy investment and foreign assistance required to build atomic weapons have now become almost impossible to obtain through illegal channels. Alongside this, dealing with enemy agents and their propaganda has also become a major burden. All these difficulties combined have created a situation for Iran where it faces obstacles at every step. In the current era, international media, whose direction is in the hands of the United States but whose control lies with Israel, is running an organized campaign against Iran. The sole objective of this media campaign is to discredit Iran's supreme leader in the eyes of the public and remove him from office so that Iran becomes weak. Despite all this pressure, Iran has remained firm and unwilling to bow down, which indicates that another war may break out soon. History bears witness that whenever such a war occurs, Iran suffers far greater human and financial losses than Israel. Israel, due to its advanced technology and American backing, incurs fewer losses and maintains dominance over Iran. Iran has traditionally targeted air bases and military installations away from civilian populations because it believes in the principles of warfare. Iran holds the view that innocent civilians bear no responsibility in war and therefore should not be targeted, whereas Israel has consistently acted in the opposite manner. When Israel attacked civilian areas and caused destruction, international media either concealed it or supported Israel, which led to strong global backlash. Now the decision lies in your hands whether you stand with truth or falsehood. Surely your heart beats for the oppressed people of Iran, but unfortunately, the governments of the countries we live in often appear to stand behind Israel.